Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Tonight's story isn't just about a game, it's about fear, control, and a choice that could change everything. So turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and get ready, because this story might stay with you long after it ends. It was a cold night in Chicago, the kind of night where silence feels heavy, and your screen feels louder than the world around you. 16-year-old Ethan Cole sat alone in his dimly lit room, his eyes glued to his computer screen. The blue glow reflected on his face as his fingers tapped rapidly on the keyboard. Headphones on, world off. To everyone else, Ethan was just a normal teenager, quiet, introverted, a gamer. But tonight, something was different. A message popped up on his screen. "Do you want to play a real game?" Ethan paused. He frowned. Probably some troll, he muttered under his breath. He clicked ignore. But the message came again. "Not like your usual games. This one is real." Ethan hesitated. Curiosity is a dangerous thing. He clicked. Level 0, the invitation. The screen went black for a second. Then a symbol appeared. A blue whale. Simple, still, silent. Under it, a line of text. "Welcome to the challenge. There is no exit." Ethan laughed nervously. Okay. Creepy. Another message appeared. "If you leave, we find you." His smile faded. How would they even... Before he could finish, a new window opened. It showed his Facebook profile, his Instagram, his school name, his home address. Ethan's heart skipped a beat. Level 1, stay awake. The first task was simple. Stay awake until 4:20 a.m. Don't fall asleep. Ethan rolled his eyes. That's it? Easy. Gamers do this all the time. He grabbed an energy drink and leaned back. Hours passed. But something strange happened. At exactly 3:47 a.m., his room felt different. Colder. Quieter. Too quiet. His game audio suddenly cut out. Then, a faint whisper in his headphones. "Ethan." He froze. He removed the headphones. Silence. He put them back on. "Don't quit." His hands started to shake. Level 2, watch. The next task came instantly. Watch this video alone. A link appeared. Ethan clicked it. What he saw, he couldn't explain. Dark, distorted images. Slow, eerie music. Flashes of people standing on rooftops. Ocean waves crashing violently. And that whale, again. The blue whale. Over and over. His breathing became heavy. His eyes felt locked. Like he couldn't look away. Level 3, isolation. The next message came with strict instructions. Don't talk to anyone today. If you do, the game ends, and so do you. Ethan swallowed hard. It was getting too real. But a part of him didn't want to stop. Why? Maybe fear. Maybe curiosity. Or maybe something else was already controlling him. The next day. At school, Ethan was different. Silent. Distant. His best friend Jake noticed immediately. "Bro, you okay?" No response. "Ethan?" Still nothing. Jake frowned. "This isn't like you." Ethan wanted to speak. He really did. But that message echoed in his head. Don't talk, or else. That night, back home, another message appeared. You're doing well. Are you ready for level 4? Ethan typed slowly. Who are you? The reply came instantly. I'm the one who sees everything. Then, a picture appeared. It was taken from outside his house. His window, his room, his chair, empty. Ethan turned slowly toward the window. Curtains slightly open. Darkness outside. But for a second, he thought he saw something move. Level 4, proof of loyalty. The message appeared. Take a sharp object. Draw the whale on your arm. Ethan's hands trembled. This is insane. He stood up, walked to the kitchen, opened the drawer. picked up a knife. His reflection stared back at him from the steel blade. Just a small mark, right? He pressed it lightly against his skin, and for the first time, he realized this wasn't just a game anymore. Ending of Part 1. Ethan looked at the screen one last time. There is no turning back now. He knew it was true. Part 2. No escape. Ethan stood in the kitchen. The knife in his hand felt heavier than it should. His heartbeat echoed in his ears, loud, fast, uncontrollable. "This is crazy," he whispered. But the screen in his room still glowed, waiting, watching. The mark. Slowly, Ethan dragged the blade across his arm. Not deep, just enough to leave a mark, a rough shape, a wail. His breath hitched. Pain shot through his skin, but something worse followed. A strange calm, as if the game wanted him to feel committed. He took a picture, sent it. Seconds later, "Good, you belong to the game now." Ethan's stomach dropped. Belong? What did that even mean? Break yourself. The next instruction came immediately. Stand on the edge of a high place. Feel the fear. Ethan shook his head. No way. But then another message appeared. A video. It showed his mother, in the kitchen, cooking. Recorded just minutes ago. Ethan's blood ran cold. "We see everything. Do it." The rooftop. That night, Ethan climbed the stairs of his apartment building. Each step felt heavier than the last. The rooftop door creaked open. Cold wind hit his face instantly. The city stretched out before him, lights flickering like distant stars. He walked forward, closer, closer, until his toes reached the edge. Far below, cars moved like tiny insects. One step, that's all it would take. His legs trembled. His mind screamed, "Stop!" But another voice whispered, "You're already in." Obedience. His phone buzzed. "Close your eyes." Ethan did. "Spread your arms." He obeyed. Wind rushed past him. For a moment, it felt like he was falling. But he wasn't. Not yet. Something changes. Suddenly, a memory flashed in his mind. Jake, laughing, calling him stupid for being scared in horror games. "Bro, it's just a game," Jake used to say. Ethan's eyes opened. "This isn't just a game," he whispered. And for the first time, he felt anger. Shook. As he opened his phone, the rule echoed in his head. Don't talk to anyone. But Ethan typed anyway. "Jake, I need help." He hesitated. Then, send. Immediate consequence. The response from the game came instantly. "You broke the rule." Ethan's heart stopped. Another message. A photo. Jake, walking home, alone, unaware. Now he pays. "No," Ethan shouted. Panic. Ethan ran, down the stairs, out of the building, his mind racing faster than his legs. "Jake, pick up, pick up." He called him. No answer. Again, again. Finally, "Yo, what's up, bro?" "Jake, listen, go home, lock your doors, now." "Dude, chill, just do it." Jake paused. "Okay, man." Call ended. Fear becomes control. Ethan stopped running, breathing hard, sweat dripping. His phone buzzed again. "You care about him. Good. That makes this more fun." Tears filled Ethan's eyes. "What do you want from me?" The reply came slowly this time. "Everything." Psychological trap. Over the next few days, the tasks got worse. Not always physical, sometimes mental. Watching disturbing videos at night. Writing, "I am nothing," over and over. Standing in front of a mirror at 3 a.m., not blinking. Ethan started losing track of time. Sleep disappeared. Reality blurred. The game was no longer on the screen. It was inside his head. The controller. One night, something new happened. Instead of a message, a call came. Unknown number. Ethan stared at it, then answered. Silence. Then, a voice. Calm, cold. You're doing very well, Ethan. Who are you? I'm your guide. You're insane. Soft laughter. I just understand people better than they understand themselves. The voice continued. This isn't about a game. It's about proving something. About control, fear, and choice. Ethan's grip tightened on the phone. I'm quitting. Silence. Then, no, you're not. The final message that night appeared slowly, letter by letter. And that's when you'll understand the ending. Ethan stared at the screen. Broken, exhausted, trapped. But deep inside, a small part of him was still fighting. And that part whispered, find a way out, or this game ends you. Part 3. The end is a choice. Ethan hadn't slept in 2 days. His eyes were red. His hands trembled constantly. And his mind felt like it no longer belonged to him. The countdown. At exactly 3 a.m., his screen lit up. No sound, no warning, just a message. Level 10 begins now. Below it, a timer. 48 hours. 48 hours. Ethan's throat went dry. Another message followed. Final task will be given when time ends. Prepare yourself. The breaking point. Ethan stared at the timer ticking down. Seconds felt louder than screams. He tried to distract himself. Games, music, anything, but nothing worked, because the real game was inside his head now. Every shadow looked alive. Every sound felt like a warning. Every thought whispered, there's no escape. Jake returns. Later that day, Jake showed up at Ethan's house. No call, no warning, just banging on the door. Open up. Ethan froze. He wasn't supposed to involve anyone. But Jake didn't stop. Dude, I know something's wrong. Ethan slowly opened the door. Jake stepped in and immediately stepped back. Bro, what happened to you? Ethan looked broken. Not physically, mentally, emotionally, like someone had drained the life out of him. The truth comes out. I messed up, Ethan whispered. Jake frowned. What are you talking about? Ethan hesitated. Then finally, he told him everything. The messages, the tasks, the threats, the wail, the voice. Jake listened in silence, then said one thing. This isn't a game. It's manipulation. The controller interrupts. Ethan's phone buzzed. Both of them looked at it. A message. You were told not to involve others. Jake grabbed the phone. Good, now they can talk to me. He typed. Who are you? The reply came instantly. Irrelevant. He belongs to the game. Jake smirked slightly. No, he doesn't. The shift. Jake turned to Ethan. Listen to me carefully. This thing, whatever it is, it wins when you're scared. It wins when you obey. But it's just a person behind a screen. Not a god. Not control. Just fear. Ethan looked at him. For the first time in days, something felt real. Taking control back. Jake had an idea. Let's not run from it, he said. Let's expose it. They opened the laptop, tracked the messages, checked the links, recorded everything. Screenshots, audio, proof. Because if this was happening to Ethan, it could be happening to others. The call. That night, the call came again. Unknown number. Ethan answered. The same voice. You've become disobedient. Jake leaned closer. Put it on speaker. Ethan did. Jake spoke. Game's over. Silence. Then the voice laughed. You think you can stop this? Jake replied calmly. Yeah, because now you're not anonymous anymore. Pause. For the first time, the voice didn't sound confident. Reality hits. Jake continued. We've recorded everything. Messages, calls, threats. And we're sending it to the police. Silence. Longer this time. Then, The call disconnected. Final timer ends. Back on the screen, the countdown hit 0. 0, 0, 0. A final message appeared. Final task. Ethan held his breath. Jake stood beside him. The message completed. Prove you are free. Ethan stared at it, confused, angry, exhausted. Then slowly he reached for the keyboard and typed, "I quit." The end of the game. The screen froze. Then, everything disappeared. No messages, no wail, no voice. Just a blank screen. Aftermath. Days later, police confirmed something disturbing. This wasn't just one person. It was part of a hidden network. People targeting vulnerable teens, using fear, isolation, psychological control. But Ethan wasn't alone anymore, and that made all the difference. Final message, real truth. Ethan later said something that stuck with Jake. The scariest part wasn't the game. It was how easily I started believing it controlled me. Important ending. This story is inspired by real-world concerns, but here's the truth. No game has real power over you. These are psychological traps, not supernatural forces. The moment you reach out, you break their control. Closing line. If you ever feel trapped, watched, or controlled, don't stay silent. Talk to someone, because the real way to win is to not play at all. Thanks for watching. Remember, not every game is meant to be played. If something ever feels wrong, trust your instincts and reach out, because your life is always worth more than any challenge. Stay safe, and I'll see you